So you got your CDLs. The very first plan of operation is you want to get a job. Obviously, you want to go out and get a job. There's several companies who you can go who will hire you straight out of school with no experience. There's various companies like Snyder, Swift Transportation, New CR England, Warner's Enterprise, Prime Inc., Royale Transportation, Knight Transportation, Maverick, U.S. Express, TMC Transportation, Covenant Transportation, Western Express. For a few, these are few companies that will hire you, and they will put you in a truck, and they will give you a trainer for approximately maybe up to 6 weeks, or some more, some maybe less, depending on you. And what you want to do is you want to be an over-the-road driver. I know a lot of people is probably going to eliminate some of you. A lot of people don't want to leave the house because they may not be able to because of kids or because of family or whatever. Some people just not comfortable and not used to being away, being alone. But I recommend to, if you want to be successful in trucking, to start out on the road. Now you're going to get some good training with these different companies. You're going to be driving in different terrain, different weather climates. You'll be out in west, east, doing cities, and mountainous areas, and so all over the 48, lower 48. But this is going to give you some good training. So you want to get out there. And you want to get at least at the very minimum 6 months before you switch to another company. But I recommend trying to stick with one of these companies for a year, at least 1 to 2 years, and get you some thorough training. Now you'll be first company I went with was Snyder. Yes, I went Snyder. Now every company they have their good, the bad, ugly. So Snyder is no different. But I'm not trying to promote this particular company or any of the companies. But what I'm trying to tell you is just from my experience, my first job straight out of school was working with Snyder. Now you're not going to make a whole lot of money, but the benefit of becoming an over-the-road truck driver is because you're going to save a lot of money. Because average person spend most of their money with rent or a mortgage and a vehicle. So my recommendation is that you want to tackle this just like you coming straight out of high school and going into college for like 46 years. The average college student is going to take them over 4 years to finish these days, 5 or 6 years. Or if you join the military, you go in for 4 to 6 years. That's what I recommend. You pursue this just like you leaving the household and going to college or going to the military. Now that's, like I said, that's where you're going to save. But the bulk of your money is by not having a rent or mortgage and not having a car note. I know it may be tough, but you want to focus. You want to stay focused. You want to set yourself goals. And if you set yourself some goals and you stick to these, you will accomplish these and you will be successful, because we're talking about a rent, probably a 1-bedroom. I know in the Memphis area, about $1,200. And right now I'm in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia area, and a 1-bedroom is going to be far more than $1,200. But you're talking about a decent apartment, a decent place to live, 1-bedroom apartment, $1,200. Talking about a decent car note, $700. So let's round it up to $2,000. So you're talking about $2,000, saving $2,000 a month. At the end of the year, you got $24,000 in your first year. That's a down payment. We don't want to buy a car yet. I mean, we don't want to buy a truck yet. We want to save. Again, we got these goals that we want, these steps we want to meet. So how much are you going to be making coming out the box training? You're not going to make a whole lot of money. Yes, it's going to be tough. But in the long run, it's going to pay off. It's going to be rewarding. In the beginning stage, the first few months, you're not going to be making a lot of money. Some of these companies, they'll pay you a flat fee. A flat certain amount, a few $100s, until you get out of training. Once you get out of training, most of them will pay you by the miles. So you want to average X amount of miles, 2,500. 2,800 miles, that'll give you a decent salary. I said looking at around $40,000. So $40,000 in your first year. Again, you can make more of that depending on what company you're with and how you run it. If you're staying away from home, you're keeping that left door closed, like we said in the olden days when we was on the radio driving, keep that left door closed, you can make some money. So if you do that, you stay away from home, and you pursue this just like like I said, coming out of college or going into college or going into the military, So you're gonna save half of your money. You make 40,000 or plus in the first year. You saving your first year $20 to $25,000, and that is we're getting some traction now. And then we're gonna take that and we're gonna move to the next stage, the next step in our goals. So now I want to add to the 40,000. When I'm talking about making $40,000, I got $40,000. I want you to understand. This is, it all depends on you. This is on average. Now, if we want to compare this to a lawyer coming out of college is going to make $60,000 to $90,000, and what we talking about being in school for like 8 years or so. And let's compare it to a doctor. A doctor comes out in his first year in out of medical school. A doctor would be making less than $100,000 as well. But we talking about going to school for 8 years or more for each, So, when I tell people you can make more than doctors and lawyers as a truck driver, people are like, what? But I'm making only $40,000 in my, you gotta see the big picture. And by the time that the doctors and these lawyers start working, you probably have your truck paid for. You're making $200,000-300,000 or more $1,000. So I want to give this a little bit, put that in perspective when I'm talking about that. I know it sounds discouraging and everything. Most people are not going to be able to handle it. They're not going to be able to do it. They're not willing to put up with it. Being a truck driver's truck is tough, especially being an over-the-road truck driver. So we're talking about a very few people. But you can do it, like I said. You can do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it. And we're going to set our goals, and we're going to accomplish this. So we got this number one knocked out, that plan. We have 7 plans that, we mentioned in my last video. So we're going to cover the remaining of them in up and coming next video. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you staying tuned and checking out my videos and everything. But do me a big favor, if you would, please, subscribe, leave a comment down in the section, give it a thumbs up. If you would, I appreciate it. It helps out the algorithm, So, yeah. And again, okay, thank you for tuning in, and more power to you. Much love to you, and we're going to see you in my next video. Stay tuned. I'm out.